Ta-da! Well, how do you do, my buckaroos? So the last couple of videos I did, I've been doing obscure. I did a line from obscure movies. So this time I'm going to do a TV show, see if you get it. And the only one that's going to get this obscure reference is my brother Bill, and he doesn't watch my videos, man. He just doesn't understand my art. So let's see if I can do it right. Picture me with a sombrero on. Oh, some hair. So anyway, he's the only one that's gonna get that. But if anybody out there happens to get that reference from a '60s TV show, I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a bigger hint than that. It came out in 1965, only ran 2 seasons. It won an Emmy, but was canceled because for whatever bizarre reason, it was considered controversial at the time. Even though it went out on top, it won an Emmy and then got canceled. I don't know if any other TV show has done that. But see, there's a whole lot of hints there. So, hey, I'm trying to beer whisper. How the heck are you? How do you do, my buckaroos? Don't want to forget the how do you do, man. So I'm gonna use my mother's glass here. So this is another one I picked up the other day when my wife and I were tooling around. It's 10% Saddlebock Imperial IPA. Their website, the bottle says 10%. Their website says 10% plus. It is 100 IBUs no matter how you slice it. And anyways, I was gonna say something, but decided I wouldn't go there. And about doesn't say anything about it, so we're just gonna move on. So, anyways, there's the bottle. So how do you do, my buckaroos, man? Oh wow, my nose is stuffy, so I'm having trouble discerning aromas. So bear with me, folks. I'm gonna take a drink and then I'll talk. Oh, son of a biscuit. Yeah, that's good. I tell you what this reminds me of. Once a year in March, Piney River comes out with their double IPA, and I think they make it slightly different every year because last year seemed a little different to me. I'm going to take this down because that's just jacking up my screen at this point. It just ain't working. I ain't feeling it because I'm in the middle of the screen there. I put that up, and it looks like, I got half an empty screen. So, anyways, yeah, I mean, they don't taste exactly the same, but the feel is very reminiscent. Meaning, it has a very big malt backbone into it, and a whole lot of hops. Where many double or imperial IPAs these days seem to want to be that golden color with no body whatsoever. And all hops. My problem with that is, although I like some of them, is that there's not enough malt to keep it together, and to me, those kind of get cloying after a bit. They just seem one dimensional. The malt, you got to put enough malt in there to stand up to the hops. Otherwise, it's one dimensional in my beer drinking opinion. Oh, yeah, now I'm starting to feel some stuff on the nose here. Oh, man, I wish my nose would clear up. I think I'm on the mend. Yeah, I've been struggling with this thing for about a week or so. Um, feel like I'm getting better, then I get worse, better, worse. I've always had sinus issues. I think right now it's not so much a cold; it's just allergies and sinus. To be honest with you, because last Friday we and Saturday we did get a lot of nature. We were outside a lot, but it was just such a good day. We both needed it. We've been struggling through some things. I mean, not the two of us, but there's just some things going on for both of us that have been rough. And uh, uh the malt on this is very nice. Hold on, I'm gonna take another drink. I'll give you a little more. Feel some nice malt in the middle. I'm also getting some stone fruit notes. I'm getting something else though. I just detected right at the end, but I want another taste just to be sure. A lot of times when I drink an Imperial IPA or even an IPA, to be honest with you, I feel a lot of pepper notes. A lot of them will give me white pepper somewhere in the middle, or at the very end. You'll feel the white pepper kind of just dancing on your taste buds at the end. This one does something a little different. I'm gonna take another drink and tell you about it. This one, those pepper notes come at you at the very beginning. I get these white peppercorn notes dancing on my tongue right at first, right at the very beginning. There's some other things going on right there. I'm getting some big citrus in there. There's a little bit of grapefruit. Um, Kind of feeling pineapple and tangerine, but it could be because I had an IPA earlier that had those notes in it, and it's sticking in my mind. But but then I am feeling some apricot like notes in the middle. And then I get those peppercorn notes right there at the end as well. But I feel them at the very beginning, which is rather unusual. I've had this a couple different times. Actually, it's the third time I've had it, and I just love this beer. I really do. I think it's one of the best Imperial IPAs on the market. You know, it's funny how some brands or some craft breweries become darlings for whatever reason. It's not necessarily because they're any better than anybody else. Sometimes it's just marketing, and you're going to say, Tom, craft beers don't market. Well, yes, they do. They don't market the same as macros, but they do market, and you have to pay attention. Now, I'm a guy, a guy that understands that. So, from the type of work I've done in my lifetime, sometimes it seems simple, but there is marketing going on. Trust me. But sometimes craft beers, even if it's just on social media, sometimes we crown certain breweries for no apparent reason other than they're popular at that moment. I think it's because of the hipsters. That's my personal opinion. I think hipsters are ruining craft beer. But again, that's another personal opinion that you may or may not agree with. I tend to give a lot of opinions because I have a lot of them. Not afraid to speak my mind, people. Yeah, I'm not. Here's the other thing too. I think a lot of craft beer reviewers are afraid to be wrong too. That's why I don't look up a lot of stuff. I usually check the brewer's website just so I know what they intend their beer to be, and I want to know the stats if they list them. But I don't look up ratings from craft beer sites that many of them do because I don't want my thought process to be corrupted. Now I know there's those folks that do that are going to say, "Well, Tom, that doesn't influence me," but they're wrong. Yes, I'm going to call them out. I'm going to say they're all lying if they say that because you're wrong. Because once you have information in your head, you can't help but retain that. You know, maybe it's subconscious. They may not be doing it on purpose, but they are doing it. If you're looking up, and what a lot of folks do is they'll look up this site and that site and look up different reviews, and then they'll write their review after they've looked up everybody else's, so they know what they're saying is within the realm of possibility rather than just being honest. And I think that's the problem with beer reviewers. A lot of beer reviewers that are out there today, I think a lot of them are frauds. Or I think they're borrowing other people's opinions and they're making them their own. You see a lot of that on blog sites too. In fact, I got an advertisement today for my website. They're trying to appeal to me because I have a website, TomTheBeerWhisperer.com, saying you can get these articles. You subscribe to us, we'll give you some articles that you you change just a little bit, and all of a sudden it's your own. Yeah, that's fraud, people. No, no, maybe not in the legal sense, but in the ethical sense, I think it's fraud. You just shouldn't. Not that you can't do. Obviously, you can. You can do anything you want to, but you should not do stuff like that. It's just wrong. Which is why I don't look up anything, man. Sometimes I have to for whatever reason, but 99% of the time I don't. I'll look at the brewer's website because I want to know what they intend their beer to be. But I don't want my thought process corrupted, so I always kind of go at it fresh. There's another guy that does that even cleaner than I do is Scott White. Scott White does Beer Geek beer reviews. Scott White looks at nothing. Now I like to look at the brewer's website because again I want to see the stats. Scott White will just pop a beer and start talking. Now is he always right? Well, it kind of depends on your opinion, but at least he's honest. And that's what I like about Scott is I don't agree with him every time, but he's honest every time, and that's what makes him a good beer reviewer. That's a problem with a lot of folks out there is they're not honest. They may sound like they know what they're talking about, but anybody can read from fucking Wikipedia. You know what I mean? Anybody can read from a website while they're, how about being honest? How about just pop the damn beer, take a drink, and tell us what you think. Then look up that other stuff. Don't look it up first. Don't know what everybody else says about it. I mean, that thought process just does not make sense to me. Have I irritated everybody yet? Well, I hope so. So, hey, let me show you that bottle here. Hey, I am Tom the Beer was a Saddlebock Imperial IPA. So, in my opinion, in my humble beer whisper opinion, I will buy this again, and not only will I buy it again, I think it really is one of the best Imperial IPAs that you can buy, along with the Piney River Mule Team that I mentioned that you can only buy once a year and at the brewery. The reason they are so good is because they are not like everybody else's. This is one of the best. If, maybe it doesn't work for your palate because it is big on every front. It's big in the malt, it's big in the hops, it's big everywhere. And again, speaking of what I was talking about, it's honest. It's not trying to be somebody else. And I think that's what a lot of these IPAs and Imperial IPAs are trying to be. Everybody's trying to do a Pliny clone or a Heady clone. How about just be honest and be yourself and do an honest beer? I'm Dr. Beer Whisper, and now I'm pretty sure I've pissed off everybody. I'll talk to you later.